It may seem next to impossible to top David Cronenberg's Dead Ringers, an outstanding psychological horror movie from 1988. However, I do believe the new TV version comes pretty damn close to matching it. I'm Stephen Archibald, and welcome to my movie podcast. Hello, and welcome to my podcast, They Came From Within, Cult Movie Reviews. Sister Act, Dead Ringers, 2023. Recently, when I first heard about the project to bring Cronenberg's laudable late 80s film, Dead Ringers, to the small screen, my reaction was to think that it would take a foolish man or woman to greenlight it. I'm happy to say that I have been proven wrong. Yes, it may have a few minor flaws and some limitations, but the 2023 version of Dead Ringers is a terrific creation, an entity that deserves to exist in its own right, and yet also serves as a fitting companion to the movie. Remakes of important works are notoriously difficult. What parts of the story do you retain? And what kinds of new elements and situations can you bring in without losing the essence of the original? I believe that this 6-part drama pulls it off beautifully. This tragic tale of the hugely successful twin gynecologists, Elliot and Beverly Mantle, locked in an intense relationship which is mutually beneficial, but also mutually destructive. Anyone who's seen the movie version will agree that Jeremy Irons was superb in his portrayals of both Elliot and Beverly Mantle. Dead Ringers 2023 has the same deeply unsettling feel and pessimistic tone as the film, and much of the storyline's trajectory is maintained. There are some out there who will automatically complain about the fact that the high-achieving twins are portrayed by a leading actress in this version. But seeing as we're dealing with women's bodies and women's birthing experiences, it makes perfect sense that the lead characters are women themselves. And, as expected, Rachel Weisz is nothing short of brilliant as both twins. She delineates the differences between the identical siblings so skillfully that there will often be times in which you will think you are watching two different actresses work off each other. In an interview, Rachel explained why she took on this challenging assignment. She loved the fact that the twins were depicted as psychologically layered and full of contradictions. Sisters that are so human because they're so flawed. As part of her research, Rachel had to attend a few births, and she even helped to deliver a couple of babies. Aside from the high-tech trickery used to bring the illusion of the Mantle twins to life, Rachel used a particular method to play both parts. She would act out the part of the more assertive Elliot first, while the actress Kitty Hawthorne stood in for Beverly. Rachel would then change her clothing and tie up her hair. She'd then perform the role of Beverly with an earpiece fitted, playing back to her Elliot's dialogue, with Kitty now standing in for Elliot. Dead Ringers 2023 was created for television by the British writer Alice Birch, who also served as this mini-series chief writer. Alice was one of the writers on two fine dramas set in the Republic of Ireland. Normal People from 2020, starring Daisy Edgar-Jones and Paul Mescal, and last year's Conversations with Friends, starring Alison Oliver and Sasha Lane. Alice's writing credits also include screenplays for a couple of movies starring the rather splendid Florence Pugh, Lady Macbeth from 2016 and The Wonder from 2022. I like movies and dramas which feature female empowerment, and Dead Ringers is certainly one of them. In fact, it's so empowering, it's not afraid to show the ugly side of many of its female characters. Elliot is beautiful and clever, but she can also be labelled a reckless, narcissistic monster. And Rebecca Parker, the rich and powerful woman the Elliot sisters have to turn to fund their innovative women's health centre, is unscrupulous and money mad. Rebecca is portrayed by the fab Jennifer Ehle. Jennifer was ravishing as the flighty Calypso in the 1992 period drama The Chamomile Lawn, and she has given one of the best interpretations of Elizabeth Bennet in the BBC's 1995 adaptation of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. She's appeared in several high-profile movies, including the historical drama Sunshine. Made in 1999, she co-starred with Ralph Fiennes and a certain Rachel Weisz. Rachel's married to 007 himself, Daniel Craig, and Fiennes would go on to play M, James Bond's boss, from the end of Skyfall and Inspector and No Time to Die. Dr. Beverly Mantle and her lover Genevieve are the thoughtful, relatable characters in this tale. The sort of individuals we can easily root for. However, their relationship proves to be the catalyst that leads to the destruction of the sisters' toxic relationship. Genevieve is played by Brittany Oldford, a Canadian actress known for appearing in American Horror Story Asylum, Ravenswood, and The Umbrella Academy. The character she plays is employed as a well-known actress in both versions of Dead Ringers. However, she's named Claire in Cronenberg's movie. The name change is likely meant as a tribute to the movie version's great co-star, Genevieve Bujold, or Geneviève Bujold if you prefer. Likewise, homage is paid to Cronenberg. In this mini-series, we're shown that Genevieve's latest television show is called Rabid, which is the title of David's second feature-length movie from 1977. If you are of a delicate nature, Dead Ringers is not the drama for you. There are many graphic scenes of actual childbirth, and the horror set pieces are full on. The programme could easily have been subtitled Let There Be Blood. And it's great that this mini-series includes operating scenes in which we see the twins dressed up in the same distinctive red operating gowns as their male counterparts in the movie version. 4 directors worked on Dead Ringers, mainly Sean Durkin, who directed 3 episodes. Durkin had received much acclaim for his movies Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene from 2011 and The Nest from 2020. The writing is pretty smart and often subtle on this show. For example, there being individuals whose names have deep significance to the storyline itself. there's a character called Cotard, which is the name given to a syndrome in which the sufferer believes they are dead or that they don't exist. And then there's another individual called Capgras. And yes, this character's named after the Capgras delusion, in which a person believes that a loved one has been replaced by an identical imposter. Dead Ringers was filmed in New York in the late summer of 2021. It was released by Amazon Prime Video on the 21st of April of this year. Its main producers being Amazon Studios, Annapurna Television and Morgan Creek. The wonderful Rachel Weisz had played twins before in the visually arresting Constantine from 2005, with Rachel co-starring alongside Keanu Reeves. But her performance was nothing like this. I'm Stephen Archibald, and thank you very much for listening to my podcast, They Came From Within, Cult Movie Reviews. You can find all of my episodes on Audible, Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, and various other outlets. Thank you very much for listening, look after yourself, and goodbye for now.